Good afternoon, everybody. What's up? It's your boy Antonio, also known as Recon4761, here at the Rated F Gaming Studio B. And I'll tell you what, it is cold outside. It is so cold outside that when the wind blows, it feels like somebody's sticking you with needles at that. I mean, hot needles. Like they just took a little lighter and put the pen up on it and kind of let it get real hot and kind of like sticking you. That's the way it feels. Because I was out there this morning. Man, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, I had layers. I had some long johns on. I had some thermal gloves, thermal sweatshirt underneath my turtleneck, and thermal socks. You name it, I was representing it out there. That's how cold it was. And it's still, it's not as bad as if you were like walking around or moving, but when the wind blows, that's when you really could feel it. But I had to take care of some business. Is that I couldn't avoid that at all whatsoever. So, I did an all-nighter, yeah, and I came home in it. So the all-nighter was pretty rough too, because at around like 3 a.m., 4, man, it was that cold. And then getting off the bus and train and stuff like that, because I don't drive. I used to, but I feel that I'm in more, in better condition and better fit now because I do a lot of walking. Before, when I had my, car, I jump in that car all the time, 24/7. I jumped in the car just to even go down to the corner. That's how bad it was. To go to the store. Now I just grab a backpack, and the store, I would say, from my house is about a good 6-7 blocks. So I can, it's a good hike, and I go through the park. So it's good exercise, and I hump it. I'll come back with a backpack full of all kind of goodies and groceries, and I hump that thing about 6-7 blocks, and that's my exercise for the day. I usually do it maybe once or twice, depending on how much grocery I get and stuff like that. But anyway, enough about myself and telling you what I do and all of that stuff. Let's get down to some entertainment business, from around the gaming industry. Yeah. Anyway, I was reading an article last night on the game called Zelda. I know you put the Legend of Zelda. I know you guys are familiar with that. That's an old school classic, right? But anyway, the article was pretty interesting because I'm not a big fan of it. That's not my thing, and I'm just being truthful and keeping it real. But I don't know if you heard the latest news coming out of the Wall Street Journal. It basically said that Netflix is closely in communication and talk with Nintendo about coming out with the Legend of Zelda series. So we'll see how that goes. I'll definitely keep you informed on the details, but they're closely talking about it, doing, a couple of series to see how it goes because it's so popular and people are like into it. And, Netflix is basically trying to get into everything, I think what they're trying to do is something similar to what, Amazon has gotten into, which is the movie streaming and stuff like that, because Amazon is looking to explore also into the movies industry, and and they're running their own little series and stuff like that. But who knows? Like I said, I mean, with the digital age going on and everything is being digitally downloaded and stuff like that, I mean, everybody wants to get a piece of the pie. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to produce and write and make their own movies. Hell, if I get a chance, I'll do my own little movies and scripts and stuff like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Maybe do something in the game industry. And that's one thing that I'm a little disappointed with as far as like Hollywood not taking us gamers serious out here as far as like making some real... I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. You got the DC Comics, you got Star Wars, you got all the animation stuff and stuff like that. But how about giving us gamers a chance and, somebody sit down and actually writing a nice movie about gamers and how the gaming started and put some real gamers in it. I remember, 3-4 years ago, they did come out with a movie called Gamer or something like that. And it was like, it didn't do nothing because a lot of people and the feedback and what I got from people were saying, oh, those weren't even gamers. They were, wannabe, and it wasn't all that. It wasn't even about a gamer too much. It was not even telling you the true story of how a gamer really lives and eats and sleeps and play video games and stuff like that. And I'm like, I agree with you. So the movie it kind of flopped, and I didn't even watch it when it became available on DVD or Blu-ray, but oh well. But that's my thing is like, come on. I mean, write a movie about us. I mean, there's so many different stories. I mean, you can cast. I mean, there's a lot of people that could play the part good, especially out of Hollywood and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, I'm a little bit, low on the energy because, like I said, I pulled on an all-nighter. And I don't even think I should be out here podcasting, to be honest with you. But I said, you know what? It's Monday. It's Martin Luther King's birthday. I should have said that at the beginning before I jumped into the weather. But anyway, happy birthday, Martin Luther King, and to everybody else out there. People are like, what are you doing out on Martin Luther King's? Like, hey, that's double for me as far as in the working field. That's good money to be made, especially, they asked me if I wanted to, come in and do some work, and I jumped on it, man. I mean, you can't beat that, especially with good money to be made on the holidays and stuff like that. A lot of people say, hey, man, forget that. I would have been in my warm bed chilling and sleeping and on cloud 10. But, I'm trying to do big things here, especially at the Rated F Gaming Studios, trying to get caught up on things like that. After you're coming out of the holidays, everybody's got bills, so you're trying to play catch up. Then I did my taxes, so, don't worry. I don't owe Uncle Sam anything. If anything, Uncle Sam owes me, and I'm going to get a nice big lump sum back. And to be honest with you, I was kind of like in my last podcast and trying to figure out, because like I said, we spent a lot of money on the studio and upgrades, and we're still working. Now, Studio B is finished. Okay, let me get that clearly. All we need to do is add a little few touch-ups here and there, put in some studio monitors. I got speakers in here, but I want to put in studio monitor speakers, which gives you the true sound. Some people will say, well, just throw any kind of speakers in there. Throw some, no, these are monitors. Basically, what they give you is clear. They give you the true sound so that way you could hear your mixes or whatever you editing. They're not like your multimedia speakers. They're not like your surround sound speaker. They're studio speakers. It's kind of hard to get into details if you don't know what I mean about them. But that's what I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put it at. And I came up with an idea of sticking 2 little corner shelves in the corner and have them installed in the wall. And then sticking those little studio monitor speakers right there on the left and right side of me next to my monitor. And basically that's it. And then put a couple more panels in the ceiling, that I'm waiting. And that's about it. I mean, I can add a little bit more. I was thinking about putting a second monitor in here and have like a double monitor. We'll have to see as we go along. But see, my main thing is that this room is finished. I want to start doing the upgrades in Studio A, which is our main game room. And the upgrades in there is like nothing major. I mean, it's already set up. Everything is complete. I just want to put some, I got my own nice, comfortable chair. But Recon, which is my son, he's still dealing with his chair. But his chair is kind of like beat all up and kind of went through the ringer and stuff like that. So when he sat in mine, because I got mine during the Christmas holiday, and I just picked up one because I didn't know what it was going to feel like. I mean, I could have, don't get me wrong, I could have jumped on one of those DX Racer chairs, $350. I mean, I sat there and I thought about it, and I'm like, man, that's a lot of money for a chair. And to be honest with you, the chairs are kind of overpriced. I'm just being for real. I don't know if you guys ever sat in one or experienced one, or I sat at, I actually, me and Jordan was at E3 last year, and we sat in one because they were giving one away. And it was pretty stiff. It was pretty tight. Because basically, it stands for like a racing chair, like you sitting in a racing car. And it's got when you sit down in it, it's kind of hard a little bit in the seat, and then it's kind of in your, thighs and area. And I wasn't too comfortable. I said, man, this would be a little bit too much uncomfortable after a while, sitting in this. And then I went to Ignite, which is a place here in Chicago, and they had them. And the chairs were stiff when we went in there. And just to let you know, Ignite is a gaming lounge. So they had these chairs in there, and they were pretty stiff too. And we both sat in them and be like, man, these chairs are pretty stiff, man. I don't think I can be comfortable in this after a couple of hours. But anyway, I don't know. I just looked for something that was going to give me good lower and back and good posture and not, make you feel uncomfortable after a while and give you lower and upper back pains and stuff like that. And the chair I got was real nice, and it was on sale. And originally it was like 200, and I picked it up for like $99. And I picked it up off you guys probably say, where? Amazon? No, me and Amazon kind of had a falling out. They kind of screwed up my shipment. So I went with one of their competitors, which is Jet. I don't know if you ever heard of them. Jet is formed by the guy that used to own Diaper.com. But then Amazon bought him out, and so he decided to start a new adventure, which is Jet now. And Jet has like a little J, it's a purple logo. So he's competing. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever tried it out. Look it up sometime. The app is on Amazon. And I'm not getting paid to talk or getting anything in endorsements or anything from this guy. I would say 80% of our stuff that we ordered that it's in this studio right now came from Jet. I mean, I could have went in the store, but I saved myself hundreds and hundreds of dollars, with taxes because, there was no tax, on this stuff, regardless if it's from Amazon or Jet. So I was able to buy more stuff from the taxes that I saved. So anyway, yeah, I got all my mics, computers, monitors, you name it, what's in here. I mean, all came from, and then I got a few odds and ends and pieces like that. Even the acoustic panels that are up in this studio came through Jet, which came through another one of their sources or their venues or whoever they get the stuff from up in New Jersey and stuff like that. I believe it was, I can't think of the name of it was. And then other stuff I got from Guitar Center that we got in the studio as far as like equipment, music stuff and so on. But anyway, as far as Studio A, all we're going to put in there is, like I said, throw in a nice chair for Recon so he could be a little bit more comfortable. And maybe another mic stand or something like that because we already got one, but throw two in there for interviews and stuff like that when we have guest appearances on the show. And maybe some other little knickknacks, some little odds and ends. But I know we're going to put some acoustic sound panels up on the wall that's going to go up on his side and on my side, which is each of our terminals. And that's going to kind of bring down the little echo. It's not too much of an echo in there because we got a lot of stuff in there filling the room to kind of keep it down. But by us putting this up, it's going to give us a great studio sound. So when we have guests on the show, it won't be so echo-ish or anything like that. But anyway, on this podcast right now that I'm talking to, I'm into 13 minutes and 5 seconds right now. And I'm trying to keep it and watch my time on this because the last podcast I did, it cut me off. And I'm sorry if you guys were tuning in and you probably caught part of that. And because I didn't pay attention, I got lost up in the conversation, and before I know it, it just went click like that on me, and boom. But anyway, this time I'm going to watch the clock. I don't have any commercials going or anything like that because I'd be like, hey, are you tired of being a gamer? Well, come on, I can do some stuff like that. Hey, I can do my own commercials. But anyway, I'm not going to do that because commercials bore everybody. I mean, I know I get bored when I hear commercials. I'm in the middle of a movie or some kind of action or watching something, and all of a sudden a commercial pops up as it's getting real good, and you're like, what? And then you can't forward through it. So 60-70% of the time what I do is, I just record it. Now, I don't too much have time to sit down like I used to and actually sit and watch a whole series. So I just record it, go back when I'm off, or I got some time at night and I'm feeling in that movie mood, as they would say, and I could just roll through it real quick, and then when the commercials come on, I just skip them and stuff like that. Because I don't know if you noticed that commercials have gotten to the point where they're getting longer and longer and longer. Sometimes it seems like it's more longer than the show itself that you're watching, and I'm like, what is this? And by the time you count them, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 commercials, and then when you think it's almost over, another one, bam, hit you. You're like, but anyway, But that's basically, I'm not going to go off into all these commercials and stuff like that, guys. You can tell I'm tired. So when you're tired, you know what they say, you kind of ramble on and stuff like that. And I just wanted to come out here and give you a Monday morning Rated F Gaming podcast. I mean, I could have waited in the middle of the week, but, I got something coming up, an interview coming up. And I don't want to get too much into it. We kind of talked about it. I could just give you a little bit piece of it. Maybe I can give you a little hint, a little peek. Anyway, it's something big that's going to happen here in Chicago, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed on this. We've been desperately needing something like this, to happen, especially in this neck of the woods. And when I say this neck of the woods, I'm talking about Chicago, up in this area. West Coast, you guys got it going on. And I don't know if you can kind of pick up where I'm coming from as far as gaming. You guys ain't got to worry about it. But up here where I'm at in Chicago, it doesn't exist too much as far as no place where we can go and compete, or we have tournaments and stuff like that. But yeah, something like that is in the works, and I'm going to meet with the person that's going to do this. Hopefully we set up an interview and a sit-down talk for Wednesday about this. And from what he told me, I don't want to spill too much of it because he wants to talk about it. So that's the whole, of me getting him in here and then getting him on the mic and him breaking down what's going to go down, what's going to happen, when it's coming, how soon it's going to be ready, and what's involved. He gave me he told me everything that's involved, and I'm excited about it. But like I said, I don't want to leak too much of it out because I want to keep it a surprise, especially for you guys. But anyway, on that subject, there was some other news. Oh, the Snoop Dogg thing that just keeps rolling and rolling like a snowball. When you start it, and then you roll it down the hill, and it continues to roll and get bigger and bigger. Well, he went on. I mean, people were saying that the comments that I read that were left were people saying, well, why is Snoop Dogg complaining about, Xbox going down, and then threatening to leave Xbox to go over to PlayStation. And then other people were saying, well, why is he bitching about it? Excuse my French. I mean, he getting Xbox for free anyway. They hooked him up for life. It ain't like he's got to pay for it, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that. Until I read that, I said, man, he must have got one of them gold Xbox, what was it, Xbox Gold for life or something like that. And I'm like, wow. And I said, that makes sense. Why would you want to leave something like that to go over to the other side, and over the weekend, PlayStation went down. And I was reading that article that matter of fact, they went down Saturday night because it was up on a blog page. It was on a PlayStation blog, and people were like posting up, "Are you out?" And they were like, "Yeah." And it was coming like from places like Texas and Phoenix and different parts of the country. And the problem was occurring more like with the Vita, the PlayStation handheld servers and the small little devices. The PlayStation 3 network was down. One guy went on to say, well, my PlayStation 4 is up and it's okay, but it goes down and it comes back up, and it goes down and it comes back up, and they were stating that they're still working on the situation and stuff like that. And I was saying to myself, man, dude, you get one outage on Xbox and you're ready to jump ship, and that's what I was saying about Snoop Dogg. I was like, man. And then on top of that, come on. How many of you out there, especially myself, we've been online and our service go down? We find something else to do, man. It ain't. What are we gonna do? Are you gonna get on the phone and call Xbox and say, hey, excuse me, but I was in the middle of playing some Call of Duty, and all of a sudden it went down, man. I was on a streak with dude. What's up? When are you gonna get it up and running, man? I'm paying. None of us is not gonna do that. We just put our controller down, get up, go get a snack, go run, go take a bathroom break or something like that, or go get something, and then come back. If it don't come back up, I usually just go and chill and watch a movie or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I guess it was meant for me to get off and do something else. But anyway, yeah, that's the thing that would happen with that Snoop Dogg thing. And then he called out Bill Gates, and people were saying, well, Bill Gates ain't got nothing to do with Xbox. I mean, I know everybody knows he's Microsoft, but that's a whole different department. So he kind of called him out, talking about, Bill Gates, you need to get your shit together and get this shit running, man. What's up, But anyway, You see, you got to be, I tell a nigga, I said, man, dude, you got to stop smoking too much of that. You got you tripping and stuff like that. Anyway, I shouldn't be saying no stuff like that. No, I don't get down like that. Trust me, I'm an all natural guy. Them weed days and drinking and all that, I cut that stuff out long time ago. And as far as drinking, I'm not a social like that. I may have one drink, and if you were to ask me in a year, maybe no more than 4 or 5 drinks out of the whole year. That's it. And that's on special occasions or something like that'll come up. And it's like maybe a beer or maybe, I don't know, a wine cooler or something like that, or a drink, a mixed drink or something. And that's it. As far as smoking, no. I'm really like into healthy stuff. I watch what I eat. I get plenty of sleep. I watch what I put in. And don't get me wrong, I slip in, my junk food every now and then and stuff like that. But that's another subject that we were talking about a couple of months ago over here at the Rated Up Gaming Studios. I don't know if you heard about that pill that they use in college that gives all the college students an edge so they can think faster, so they can process information faster, so they can speed through their exams and stuff like that. Well, somehow that has made it. Somebody, I guess, took the initiative to like, hey, if that can work for a college student, let me see what it could do for a gamer so I can get, an edge in gaming. So apparently a couple of these gamers tested it out to see if they can get, more speed when they're on Xbox or PlayStation, whatever console they're playing on. If they can think faster, move faster, being able to get out of a situation, if it's Call of Duty, if it's Battlefield, if it's whatever game you float your boat. And I don't know what the results were. They just said they were experimenting with it and trying it out. But from what I heard from other people that were doctors and stuff like that, they were saying, Recon, stay away from that stuff because they haven't even tested the side effects of that stuff to see, what the downfall of those, taking too many of those pills or whatever the case may be in the long run. And I'm like, man, I'm not one to like really even take pills. I mean, don't get me wrong, I take my share of pills, but when it's necessary, needed. Like if I have a killing headache, I'm going to pop a Tylenol every now and then or something. And I'm not endorsing and I'm not telling nobody to go ahead and do whatever you got to do. Some people got their own techniques of getting rid of pains. Like I even go online and Google how to get rid of headaches and stuff like that. And they were saying massage between your thumb and your finger with a slight little pressure in that area, and it'll help relieve like migraine headaches and so on and stuff like that, and tension and stress. And that works very well for me. And I was constantly getting headaches all the time, and I was trying to figure out why. And one day when I went to work, I came across a doctor friend of mine, and she brought it to my attention. She goes, "Do you drink enough water?" And I'm like, I'm more of a soda, and at that time I was drinking a lot of soda. Like, I was a Pepsi guy, to be honest with you. And I was heavy into the Coca-Cola, and then I crossed over to Pepsi. And she goes, if you stop drinking all that soda and you cut down on the caffeine and you drink more water, she says, I guarantee your headaches will go away. And I'm like, really? And she says, yeah. She goes, drink about 2 or 3 bottles. So I got rid of the soda, stopped drinking the Pepsi and all that stuff, and I drank more water. And before you know it, man, I was like, no more headaches. I was like not even popping the pills like I used to, and I was like, wow. And it just made me feel better. I was more focused. I was more alert. And before you know it, because honestly, I didn't like water because there was no taste. I just couldn't get into it. It was just like blah. I mean, I had to like, okay, let me mix it with some sugar, mix it with something, make some Kool-Aid or something. Let me make some lemonade out of it. That's the only way you would get me to drink water. But now I drank it so much, it just tastes like, I don't know, like I'm drinking 7-Up or maybe some ginger ale. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, enough about all of that health stuff and this and that. I'm gonna be real, guys. I'm trying to mix this podcast up and keep it entertainment. I don't want to be like on one subject with you guys and you guys get bored and like, oh, Recon ain't got much to say. He just on one subject and it gets kind of played out. So with this podcast thing I'm experimenting with, I'm trying to mix it up, see where it goes, see what catches your attention, see what doesn't catch your attention, see what you like, see what you don't like. And like I said, you can leave me some comments, you can leave me some emails, you can tell me what's up. Like I said, it's something new that we're just trying here in the new Rated Up Gaming Studio B. This is one of the reasons why I set the studio up to do this. Not only for music, because people are like, well, you building a recording studio. What if you ain't in a recording studio move? You're just going to leave the studio sitting there? And I said, no, I got other ideas. I got a menu of things I can do with this studio because it's versatile like that. I hooked it up to not just make it one, just for recording. This setup is where you could do, like I said, music. You can do voiceovers. You can do voice drops. You could do commercials. You could do voice where you could do for like cartoon sketches and stuff like that, like make your voice like animation and stuff like, hey dude, what's up? It's me. It's Elmo. Stuff like that. Who knows? But anyway, I'm looking at the time right now. This podcast is in 25 minutes, so I got about 4 minutes left. So I definitely got to watch the clock on this. Because I don't want to be cut off like the last time when he's like, okay, shut the lights off in the station. Woo. Anyway. But like I said, guys, I didn't get into much of the gaming. I wanted to like change it up, mix it up and see what happens and stuff like that and get the kind of a feel. Like I said, I'm on the low end right now. I would say my energy level is about, 40 right now. So I need to recharge like the Energizer Bunny, get some sleep. But I just wanted to get out here on this Monday because I don't know if I'll be able to get out here in the middle of the week, which is Hump Wednesday week. So the next time I probably do another podcast is maybe Friday. Hold out until Friday and see what happened. That way I have some more juicy news for you, some more juicy gossip, and then I can give you the details on how the little meeting turned out as far as what we talked about, for the new thing that's going to go down here in Chicago and stuff like that. But, man, it's going to be another cold night, and I got to pull another nighter. Yep. I don't mind. I love the nighttime, less stress, less, you can do whatever you want. With my job and where I work at, it's easy for me because I can do Netflix, I can do some video games, I can do the laptop. I can do a variety. I'm in control. I'm the boss at night, so it's pretty smooth. So that's why I like working nights. And, it's like I said, it's good money. I can't complain. 17 years on the job, good benefits. Between me and you, paid for your birthday, personal days. This year I get 6 weeks paid vacation. What can you ask for, man? I mean, come on now. And anyway, but like I said, I'm going to get out of here soon. I got another 2 minutes. So, I don't know. What do you want to talk about in 2 minutes, guys? Come on. I don't even have a request line here, so I can't take any calls right now. So I'm going to have to hook that up, down the line or in the future. And take your calls. Yo, you reach Rated F Gaming 107.5 on your gamer dial. What can we do? Stuff like that. But anyway, guys, it's 28 minutes and 10 seconds. So I got 2 minutes. I did have some more entertainment news. Something about I don't know, when you're tired, mind ain't functioning right. It's ready to shut down. It's like, look, dude, all I'm thinking about is the bed. Let's just cut this show short and just, tell everybody goodbye and we'll talk to them soon. So that's what I'm going to do. It's been a pleasure. I'm sorry, guys, I just didn't have the energy to all my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it out there. You guys, the energy is just not here. So anyway, I just wanted to take this for a test spin to see how it feels and how it runs on this Wednesday. I'm going to get me some Z's because I need it. It's going to be down to 25 to 30 below here in Chicago. I don't know where it's going to be like where you're at, but that's how cold. I think tonight we're going to set a record. But I'm going to be dressed up, got everything ready and locked and loaded, to go to work again tonight. So with that, you guys take care. Have yourself a good Monday. Keep warm. And as they say in the gaming industry, game on, and I'm out.